Well, good Monday morning to you, Ben. Great Monday morning for you guys and Bears fans. After a fourth consecutive win, we're here on ESPN 1000 with the Bears head coach Jeff Joniak. Fans are buzzing. Can't contain it. They're buzzing, Ben.
It's good. Yeah, man, it was good to see our guys come out and take care of business. The game went a little bit up and down there. I thought we started fast overall, getting that 20-0 lead, and then they came out and they were able to score before halftime, and they scored after halftime, and fortunately for our crew, they came out and stopped the bleeding. I think we ended up responding with a field goal, and that helped us out, and then defense really carried us the rest of the way. So. It was good to see. I still don't think we're exactly hitting on all cylinders as a team yet, and that's what gives me even more optimism and excitement to know that when that day comes, we're really going to be pretty proud of what we put on tape.
I allowed myself at late first half. Okay, they're gonna go up 27-0, and this is gonna be a 40-point day for the Bears. Were you contemplating the same thing because the defense was so dominant up until that point?
Yeah, I mean, the defense was doing a phenomenal job throughout that game, and we kind of going into it knowing that the weather could be a factor. Best case scenario would be to build a lead and force them into being one dimensional, because I feel pretty strongly about our pass defense, and we did that, but it was just still so early in the game that there's just a lot of ball left to be played, and you give them credit, they didn't back down, and. I do think that 40-point game, as you're alluding to, that's still to come, but certainly we didn't play well enough to get there yesterday.
Well, that was definitely a Monsters of the Midway type old fashioned Bears performance, not because of the numbers, the four sacks, the four takeaways, the 44 yards rushing, low average yards per carry. It was the way they did it, the violent blitzing and Britzker and Kyler and just the play overall, very hard hitting. Would you say from the field level that was going on?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Those guys, a ton of credit, especially on a short week like that when one less day to get your body feeling the way you'd like it to, man, they just total disregard for for the guys out on the field. I mean, they're clicking shoulder pads throughout. I thought up front they did a great job controlling the line of scrimmage there in the running game, and then like you said, some of those hits were really violent. You could hear them on the sideline for sure. And really, when you feel that, it sparks the entire team, and it kind of just trickles through the entire roster.
Bears head coach Ben Johnson here on ESPN 1000, recapping another Bears win over the New Orleans Saints. So Dennis Allen gets the game ball. We know in our mind's eye what that also tells us about how you feel about him, but about what he's doing as a head defensive coordinator here, former head coach of the Saints. There's got to be built up emotion there. There's no way there's not. That was a very cool moment in the locker room. And then the players jumping into the mix too shows immediate respect for this man. What was your takeaway in that moment?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he certainly earned that. He's been instrumental in what we've done here, both springtime, summertime, up through now. I've been pretty vocal about that. He's helped me every step along the way. There's a number of things that he's encountered as a head coach previously that he's helped us navigate through, even so far in this short season. But I'm beyond grateful to have him here, and then I think he's got that old school coaching style where he's very demanding of everyone around him, coaching staff and players. There's a certain way that he wants it done. He's vocal about getting it done that way, and so for certain guys, it can rub you the wrong way at times. But it's not about what you want to hear; it's about what you need to hear. And I think they'll always respect that. And so I think that's what you saw in that locker room is an immense amount of respect for the man. I think he does a great job communicating the expectations for that defense, and we're really settling in with what those expectations are. And I think we're going to continue to ascend there on defense for the rest of the season.
The way you just described him sounds like somebody else I've come to know.
Who's that?
Look in the mirror. Ben Johnson. I mean, stylistically, mentally, the way you approach the game, the way you look at the game, it's very similar.
Well, I think that's what I'm coming to grow to know about him. I didn't know him prior, never worked with him prior to, but immediately when we first connected, I could really sense that we were very like-minded. And so, it's like I said, it's been a really good partnership, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
All right, let's talk the run game. Another punishing day, back to back. Is it getting to where you like it, especially things like the combination blocks, the perimeter blocking by the tight ends, the interior offensive line getting to the second level? I know I broke down plays last night on our Bears game night live show on Fox, and I was just really focused in on how seals were made and plays were made down the field, up the
Yeah,
field, whatever how
yeah,
you want to trade.
and it took everybody. Yeah, I always like to start with the O line when it comes to the running game, but tight ends, I thought they were doing some really good things on tape there, and same thing with the wideouts. They're heavily involved. They're taking a lot of pride in blocking down the field for their teammates, which is a step in the right direction. And so, yeah, I was happy with what it looks like. I think first thing I do when I watch the tapes, I like to just watch that line of scrimmage from the sideline angle and which way is the line of scrimmage going on the snap, particularly in our run game. And I think for the most part, it was going the way we would like it to. And so our wide zone scheme is improving. That always takes some time, but really happy with what that looked like yesterday. I think our gap scheme can continue to have some work done to it, but we're going the right direction. And we know come November, come December, come January, we're going to need to have that thing come to life and potentially lean on it heavily in some of the weather that's coming down the road.
How would you describe Caleb's day?
It's one of those things when you look at it, there's a number of plays that we'd like to have back. The what he does so well is feeling that pressure and avoiding and continuing to extend. There were times where I think he can pull that ball down and get up some yardage with his legs as opposed to always looking to throw the ball down the field. That's something we'll talk about and seeing where we can evolve in that direction. But yeah, I think that just all in all, I didn't do a good enough job helping him getting into a rhythm early in that game. I thought the weather might be a bigger factor, so I was probably more conservative. And really by nature, he's just a little bit more of aggressive mindset. And so some of those chunk mentality plays with checkdowns might have been a little better suited for where we were. So I think there's some things that I could have done better just to get him in a rhythm. And then there's a number of plays on tape there where it just collectively as a whole, we weren't clicking, we weren't on. And so what that means to me is that we're going to have to go back to work here and have 3 great days of practice to get that passing game back on track the way we want it.
Yeah, and the cadence. I'm assuming it's cadence issues on the 2 false starts and the bobbles with the snap. It was seemingly getting closer to the red zone. What may have sparked
Yeah.
that all of a sudden?
There were 3 of them on third down, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Red zone certainly popped its head up. I think it takes a village. I've articulated to Caleb that the pre-snap issues he's got to take full ownership of. They've lingered on too long, and as the director of the operation, we just can't have it. And it starts with him, and he knows that, and he's been taking that accountability. So we will certainly address that. And then for the rest of the guys, it's discipline. In those critical moments, like you said, third down, red zone, 2 areas that we weren't particularly good yesterday, and contributed us not maximizing the number of points we could have scored. We have to be better. We have to focus in. It's the little details that make a major difference. And so, a good opportunity here today to tell the truth amongst each other, look in the mirror, and make a commitment to each other to be a little bit better next week.
final moments here with Bears head coach Ben Johnson after the win Sunday at Soldier Field. We only got about a minute here, but the special teams coverage unit, especially kickoff coverage, gave you good field position. That was one of your keys for this game, to have good field position.
No question, no question about it. I want to say we had 5 defensive starts, 25-yard line or in, so that was really encouraging to see. Coach Hightower has those guys playing with their hair on fire on kickoff. I think our punt team was pretty solid as well. And so, I mean, shoot, they have a Pro Bowl returner on their punt return team. So we had our work cut out for us, and I think we answered that call there. So the coverage teams were very solid.
How'd you come out health wise?
Right now that I know of were the two I mentioned yesterday was Tyreek and Cole. I'll have an update here this afternoon on any additional names.
Baltimore next. John Harbaugh and the boys off to a rough start. Injuries galore. Are you expecting Lamar to play?
Oh shoot. Yep, yeah, he should be
Yeah.
back. They're coming off a bye week, and so we're gonna get their best shot, no question about it.
All right. Thanks very much, Ben. Thank you. And congrats.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's Bears head coach Ben Johnson. I'm Jeff Joniak on ESPN 1000.